Hi everyone, Tori here today with another project. Today I'm working on my xoxo mini album. If you're wondering more about that, go check out the playlist all about this mini album. But today I'm working on a letter to my little sister Courtney. And I decided that in this album, I'm going to write a letter to each of the people that I love. And one of the letters that I definitely have to write is to my little sister Courtney. So I have a photo of the two of us that's going to be on one side. And then I punched out all of these 2-inch squares, or that's a 2-inch punch from Recollections. The squares end up being slightly smaller than 2 inches. But I punched out all those 2-inch squares of photos of my little sister, some with me, some with other family members, etc. And I'm going to use that. I also wanted to mention that I'm using this adorable collection designed by Teresa and I. If you missed that video, I just announced that Teresa and I have launched a new company called TNT, a Scrap Explosion, and we're selling digital products. And our first collection is called Quilted Hearts, and I'm going to be using some of the items from our Quilted Heart collection today. And actually, the whole entire project is using just the things from that collection. I think the only things that aren't from the collection are the white cardstock that I use and some vellum. Other than that, everything is from the collection, a quilted hearts. And you can check out that collection by visiting scrapexplosion.com. And it's the Quilted Heart collection. And I really hope you guys will enjoy it. We designed it with Valentine's in mind, but not necessarily just Valentine's Day, but more just about like documenting the people and the things and the places and things that you love. So a whole mini album with love letters to the people that I love seemed like a perfect way to use the collection. So I decided that on the left-hand side I would have a picture of just my sister and I, and that would be the main page. And then on the other side, I would have all these little 2-inch photos of my little sister along with that journaling card. And I just trimmed that journaling card down so that it would be about 2 inches wide and fit in the middle there. And there's enough photos that they can go all the way around that journaling card except for 2 spots, and in those 2 spots I'll add some journaling or something like that. So you'll notice that I also punched out 2-inch squares of that blue quilted design paper, and I layered those behind all of the photos just to add a little pop of the blue. I'm not really used to making 2-page layouts. I don't usually do that. But in a mini book, I just think it looks so pretty when the 2 pages going together look well together. So that's why I'm trying to use some things on both pages to kind of bring that feel across. And I grabbed that pinky coral camo paper to also do the exact same thing, because there was that pink pattern in the heart on the journaling card that I used. So I thought if I just bring a little piece of that and layer it behind the photo of my sister and I, it'll tie the 2 pages together really well. So this mini book is a 6x8 album. So it's easy for me to work on 2 6x8 pages at the same time because they fit on my desk. Actually, I have a really small desk, so I don't think it would be possible for me to work on 2 12x12 papers at the same time, but I can definitely do 2 6x8 like this. And I'm just going through the different papers and things, trying to decide what my different layers for the left-hand side of the page will be. I thought about using this one heart cut file, but it didn't stand out the way that I wanted it to on top of that blue quilted design. So I end up removing that and not using that, and instead just adding another piece of paper, and I'm just going through the different papers in the collection. I did want to mention all of these papers are 12x12 designs. However, I don't have a wide format printer yet. I just have my home printer, which is 8.5x11. So I printed off all of the papers in the Quilted Heart collection at 8.5x11, but that's perfect for a mini book that's 6x8. So I love the way that this works out and how I get to use the papers and layer them on top of each other even though I don't have a wide format printer. And I know there's lots of people who don't have it, so I wanted to kind of let you know that you can still use the Quilted Heart collection that Teresa and I designed even if you don't have, say, a wide format printer. So I'm just trying to pick out those layers and looking at the two pages together to try to make sure that they're balanced and seeing what kind of embellishments and layers I want to add. We did design some digital elements and labels and flowers and things like that. And what I did was I printed those off on my home printer and fussy cut around them. You could definitely use print and cut if you have a silhouette. And I do have a silhouette, but I don't know how to do print and cut. Although Teresa just posted this awesome video totally explaining how to use it, and now I know. But in the meantime, I fussy cut all these images, and I'm just kind of going through them just to see if there's any that I want to use on the layout. So I decided to grab some labels, and I stuck a rectangle one underneath the photo of Courtney and I, and then I stuck two square ones that have that same pinky coral color on the right hand side, and I figure that my journaling can kind of go between those three labels. And what I'm going to be journaling is basically like a little letter to my sister, and just about like some of the things that I love about her and why I love her. And it's not going to be like a lot of journaling, but it's just going to be like a simple thing just to say like, here's all the reasons that I love you and I love being your sister and things like that. One of the things that I really love about an album like this is that it's not necessarily about the photos or what you're seeing in the photos. Like, it's not a chronological who, what, where, when, why. Instead, it's just a story of like, here's some photos of somebody that I really care about, and here's why I care about them. And I think sometimes we get so caught up in chronological scrapbooking that we forget to share things like this. Like, here's a person that I really love, and here's why I love them. Not here's what we did together, but here's why I love her. And so that's what the focus of this album is really going to be about. One of the papers has a quilted heart design, and I decided to print that out on vellum. And what I did was I fussy cut two of those hearts out, as you can see, and I layered them to the left of the photo. Also had a bunch of hearts that I had die cut out of the paper when I was cutting out the cut files, and I decided to layer those on that one side too, just to add a little extra detail and embellishments. It was really weird. This layout, I didn't glue anything down for a really long time, and things kept shifting and moving around. So that finally I was like, oh my goodness, I just need to glue everything down, and then I can decide if I want to add anything. So I just grabbed my hot glue gun, and I'm just going to kind of glue all of the photos, all of the embellishments, and everything down so that it's exactly where I want it to be. I'm just going to speed this up a little bit because it's not a super interesting part, but while I'm doing that, I just want to tell you a couple other details. All of the labels and the things, the different elements from the Quilted Heart collection, like the embellishments, I printed them out on sticker paper and then fussy cut them. And one of the awesome things about printing them out on sticker paper is you can kind of just peel off the backing and you have like a pre-made embellishment. So you'll notice a couple times I don't use my hot glue gun to glue something down. I just kind of peel off the back, and it worked really well for that, which was really like a fun feature of printing those things on sticker paper. So I want to kind of just tell you a little bit about the journaling that I'm going to include in just a moment. And I want to just tell you kind of what I said. I basically just shared in the journaling that I love my little sister so much, that I'm so proud of her. She is so bold and courageous and goes outside of her comfort zone, and she loves people, and she loves helping people and talking to people and just spending time with people. And I just love being her big sister. I love that even though we're really different, we really care about people, and that's something that brings us together. So in my journaling on those three labels, I just kind of talked about those kind of things and journaled that down. And I kind of feel like that journaling card is a little bit of my love letter to my sister too. Because it says, I choose you and I'll keep choosing you, I'll always choose you, basically is the sentiment of that journaling card. I finished on my little letter to her by saying, love Tori, XOXO, because the album is called XOXO. That's it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick video. If you guys have any questions or comments, let me know. I'd love to hear them. Thank you for commenting, liking, and subscribing. If you want to check out the Quilted Heart collection, visit scrapexplosion.com. If you want to see videos of this layout, head on over to the blog too, because it's all up there. Talk to you soon, and check you in the next video.